up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. You know what time it is. It's time to dive into some Ren. On the Patreon this week, the vote was not unanimous, but the vote was for Ren Troubles Studio versus the acoustic version. We've done a bunch of these. I love them every time. I always find the studio one bangs and the acoustic one inspires. So let's see how it's gonna go today. Thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. Let me know what song you want to hear next. And if you're watching this today, a couple days from now, June 7th, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 12 p.m. Pacific time, we're gonna do a Ren stream. So be there or be square. Couldn't think of anything clever. Onward, here we go. Ren Troubles, let's get it.
Ooh, Lordy, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lordy,
Oh, I like this.
trouble so hard.
The more time that passed without answers, the more my body would deteriorate. Damn, there's some captions on this one. By the time I was 25... Hold on. I missed it. Let's go back. Let's start this over. I'll read it. From the age of 19 to... Here we go. Let's do it from the beginning. From the age 19 to 26, I spent most of my life in bed in physical and mental pain. Years bouncing from doctor to doctor, searching for a way out with no luck. The more time that passed without answers, the more my body would deteriorate. By the time I was 25, I could barely stand and entered a stress-induced psychosis. Although I was convinced I was gonna die, I did climb out, and this is the story of hope. I wish I'd had more stories of hope at the time.
I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stop when I reach in, memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw, put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted. Persistent little blogger, I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine was severed from the means to help me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed tomb. Rearranged the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24 I was poor, disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25 and the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision. Visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. 25 living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become. And my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wished that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts, 26 I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I bore my microphone until my coffin started dropping raw thoughts with the grim reaper knocking on the track. But then man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. In the cell transplant brought me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger. And my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you. Pain that I live through. Everything I've been through is yours to hold.
like Lyme disease, ME, MCAS, POTS, fibromyalgia, etc., victims are usually left to suffer for years without any solid explanation of what's going on. This can make you feel like giving up. I didn't because life is beautiful now. I promise yours can be too. For those of you still living in the dark, hold on. There will be a day where these conditions are more easily managed. Until that day, I'll keep pushing for more exposure, more compassion, more understanding. We all deserve a life free of struggling where we can find moments of real beauty and peace, even when things seem hopeless. I promise this is still possible. Damn. Well, that's a first for the channel here. I'm pretty sure I listened to the whole thing with no pausing, no listening to the guitar. The only thing I heard is, oh yeah, trouble so hard, which would be like I don't even feel like analyzing the music, dude. I'm caught up on his story now, I'll tell you that. I didn't realize it was from 19 to 25 of sheer pain. And I mean, it makes you wonder. It's a true story of out of discomfort and tragedy comes something great, and he's not taking it for granted. He's out there sharing his story with others who I can't even imagine. I'm lucky. I'm blessed to have been given a body and mind that work just fine. No pain, no suffering like that. I mean, the standard suffering, as we all, everybody suffers, but not like this. This was hope out of the darkness. I don't even think I need to dive into the lyrics. I think there's nothing open for interpretation here. This was his story of hope. I got the lyrics pulled up, but I pretty much listened to him the whole way through. There were some cool lines. Like, I love the way I like the always in my bed tomb, rearrange the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom was pretty good. Which made me think when I was listening to that, yeah, you're spending time in bed, you're just thinking. He's writing, probably playing with words, probably playing with letters. I know that this is more of a metaphor for hopelessness or whatever, but I'm sure he was rearranging the alphabet. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. The way he rhymes non-rhymes or close rhymes is super dope. But yeah, the purgatory word, that's what I was looking for. It stands out, because you know what's coming. He sets up the expectation and then fills it, and it feels good. So there is a guitar part that I heard throughout the whole thing, and I think I heard it really good right here. Well, first of all, so we're in G, so just the blues scale, or the minor pentatonic, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you use the notes from that scale. It's more like this is minor pentatonic. And you bend to the but if you go to the that's called the blues scale. I don't love the term blues scale because blues you can use every note. Every note, if you use it, it's not the note, it's how you use it. But that's what it's called. That's what they call it, the blues scale. That's why it's called the blues scale, right? But you can go. That's a blues riff, so shouldn't that be the blues scale? That's just like a major scale. So yeah. So I want to listen to one part real quick before we go to the acoustic. So hard. I call that the blues scale. All right, that's just 3 notes.
Music I give you.
Let's get it right on the hook here.
Everything I've been through is yours to hold.
So here's the note, but he's kind of like. Oh yeah. Listen to that. You could go, or you could go. The difference. It's just the guitar. You want to emulate the voice, at least in blues. At least for me, that's kind of what I always try to do, is emulate the human voice. So if you're doing stuff like this, right? Nobody sings like, but you might be like, something like that. Let's listen to the chord progression real quick. Let's go to a clean tone on the guitar here.
Benefits. What's the benefit of this ability? It's irrelevant. 25 and the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic.
It sounds like he's doing the same riff in different octaves. So
I'm gonna
use this octave.
Got younger and my body cell doctor with the generous glow. In the cell transplant, pull me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger and my
Sounds like that, right?
I felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the bass.
Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you. Pain that I live.
So it's the 1 chord, flat 7 chord, the 4 chord, and then the flat 3 chord or the 3 chord, whatever you want to call it there. So all this is within G minor, nothing crazy, no borrowed notes from any other scales. Nice and simple, lays out a perfect canvas for him to wax poetic. Now, the actual notes, it could be, or it could be, or they would harmonize beautifully together, which would be like a right, which I kind of hear stuff like that. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I feel like that's not as important which notes, it's the chord, right? And he's doing what's called an arpeggio. You take one note from each chord and you go, you play one, you know, and he's doing different patterns. So that's why it helps to know the chord progression, because then I can pick out the riff, because I know, you know, I go to the bass, I hear that, I listen to everything, I kind of hear. So I know it's going to be within this shape. I can just, but it's not that. I hear it go higher, so it's more like, so instead of doing, I don't hear that, I hear, right? So that would be what I'm thinking it is. Oh, cut this out. So yeah, first for the channel here, we pretty much were just listening to the lyrics there, and it was beautiful and awesome. Let's see what he could do with this acoustic. It's going to be awesome. We're going to give it a listen, and we'll learn a little bit more of the guitar, just like we do. If you're enjoying this, please like, subscribe, comment, and thank you. That's all. Let's keep going. Oh, it's up higher. Different chords? Oh, we're going to learn that for sure. Don't worry. Oh, different chords. More harmonic information.
Oh, Lordy, now trouble so high.
Different key.
Oh, Lordy, now trouble so high. And don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stuck when I'm reaching. Memories are seeped in hydrochloric acid. I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music help the ice to thaw. Put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads for the reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I...
Okay, he's gonna change to a reggae thing there, but I want to go back a little bit. Listen to the downbeat. So, his vocals are behind the beat. It makes it pulse and flow, and it's called the pocket when you hit it right on the beat or slightly there before. Talk about it all the time. There's rhythm, and then there's rhythm, and just like pitch, there's pitch, and then there's pitch, right? With this, listen to the where he's hitting the downbeat, regardless of the deep rhythm. Let's just talk about rhythm in general. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Normally you'd play something like, right? And 3 and and 4, but he's doing like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right off beats, kind of like that. I'm not sure of the key. We're gonna listen to more of it before we dive in, but the riff I'm definitely gonna learn is that intro, man. That intro was sick. Let's keep listening and then let's see what happens on that reggae part.
The chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor, pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword, etching notepads for the reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest, waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit.
He's doing bass line and guitar part right here. I love it. Also, how awesome is the quality? And they're in a car. I mean, you got a good microphone and everything, but still, I feel like you'd hear something. But good editing, good mixing, all that. Let's listen now. Listen to him play the bass line.
Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted, persistent little bugger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren, every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams, mine severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing, hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed. Tomb rearranged the alphabet, all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24, I was poor, disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25,
that's the line I like.
Scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap deep in psychosis. Hallucinations, trouble vision, visits from the underworld, but conjuring my superstition. 25, living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become, and my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts. 26, I'm highly medicated, and the pain sophisticated, while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I put my microphone into my coffin, started dropping raw thoughts with a grim reaper knocking on the trap. But then, man, lo and behold, I saw this angel beckon on the treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow, and the cell transplant brought me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger, and my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you, pain that I live through, everything I've been through is yours to hold. Oh Lord, you know, trouble so high.
Now he's doing the octave lower.
Oh Lord, you know, trouble so high.
Ooh.
And though nobody knows my troubles but God, though nobody knows my troubles but God.
Love the air coming through. God. Dude, there is a lot of guitar there. I'm not going to go through all of it, but what I am going to do is find the key. C sharp minor. A lot of people say rapping's not singing, but you'll notice even the rapping, he's got to go a little bit higher to fit the song. So there is pitch to it. He's not necessarily singing, but he's engaging his diaphragm down below so that everything sits up here in the right spot. And on the other one, and everything would be right here, and now I'm sitting around here. Now I'm doing it a lot more obviously on the pitch just for an example. He's rapping kind of free of the pitch, but it's there in a way, like it's near that pitch.
Leave me stop when I'm reaching. Memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Leave me stop when I'm reaching. Memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up.
What I want to do now is go to the intro, learn that intro. So here's the part. Whoa, trouble so on. Oh, trouble so. Same chord progression, but the beginning he doesn't do that. So that's our one chord, our C sharp minor, and he's doing a great voicing. So every chord, like I always say, is a triad. Most chords in pop music are triads, which means there's 3 notes. You can double the notes, like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an E chord. There's only 3 notes there, but a lot of them are doubled because there's 6. For example, E, B, another E, G sharp, another B, and another E. So there's 3 E's, 2 B's, and 1 G sharp. And the third, you always want to have a little bit less of because you don't need much to go a long way with the third. So this E chord is a perfect chord because you got a lot of E's to stabilize the key. You got a lot of B's, but less, 2 of them, to give yourself some stability, another pillar, if you will. And then you got your third. So in this metaphor, we got the E. That's like the one pillar. We got a B. That's another pillar for stability. And then the third, that's your roof. And maybe you want a flat roof. Maybe you want to... I wish I knew roofing tech terms here. I would really sell this metaphor. Anyway, let's go back to our C sharp minor. And he's up here. He's got the 1, the 5th, and the 3rd. 1 of each. And then let's listen. Probably there. Yeah. And then normally this song would call for this chord, right? It's subtle, but he does, which is making it real minor. Right? It's got the leading tone that leads right to our C sharp minor. So the riff is... And then...
Oh,
Same riff, but an octave down. You could either go here, or you go here, which would go down to here, and then here. Right? I love these moves. There's just stuff you hear a lot.
Lordy, now trouble so high.
He stays on it. Back up.
Oh,
Also, the with the reverb sounds so cool.
Lordy, now trouble so high.
And where's he go?
And don't nobody know my
F sharp minor to A major
troubles.
to C sharp minor. So he does that a lot in this song. And down to
Don't
B.
nobody know my troubles but God.
Okay, repeating there. It's always easier now. I've listened to it once.
I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of
Okay,
shine.
now he's taking out the 5th and he's just doing the root note and the 3rd. And this is the thing he does in high ren as well. So we're taking out one of the pillars. So we're less stable here. I'm a little out of tune there. Okay. But it's okay. We don't need that string right now anyway, so we get... I think he's going to that.
Glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stuck when I'm reaching. Memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric
Yeah. It's like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and...
acid. I go to war and get passive.
So if you want to learn guitar like this, easy, dude. You should check it out. It's 2 notes. You can even look at his hand. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th fret on the 1, 2, 3rd string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th fret on the 1, 2, 3rd string. Do it the same thing here. 9th fret on the 6th string. Then you look at his right hand and see where he's plucking. This is how I learn guitar. I mean, people will say like self-taught or whatever, but no, I'm learning from Ren right now. He's showing me how it's done. So that's a way to learn this. And I think if you're a beginner guitar player, you could definitely learn. Maybe not with all the style and the flair and every single part exactly like he does it, but you can take from this and learn and add it into your own song. It's pretty dope. Let's get one more riff. Let's go to the reggae part. That part.
The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain.
So, I've already forgotten it.
Waking in the body that was buried.
Back up.
Don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in
Yeah. So. That's so reggae. Welcome to Jam Rock. They do that 3, 2, 1 in the natural minor scale. Okay, that's a lot for this. There's more, but it's pretty much those progressions. I think this is one of my favorite songs by him. I don't know that I say that on every song, but I might say that on every song that we do. But so far, Troubles, the acoustic was fine. I think I like the original one better. It's just my opinion, and it absolutely has no merit or whatsoever, but that's just what I think. I think that first one hit real nice. I like the key of G minor. I like the cool electric guitar arpeggios he did in there. This one I think is sweet, and it's just exactly along the lines of what you think when you think a reimagined acoustic version of a Ren song. The original videos are going to be posted below. Make sure you check them out if you haven't heard them. Most of you probably have, but if some of you I've never heard of Ren, go watch all my videos, but more importantly, go watch his original videos with none of my yapping over the top. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be doing guitar lessons on YouTube memberships. Check it out. We're doing a live stream this Saturday, June 7th, 2025. June 7th, 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be awesome. We're going to listen to all the songs I haven't heard of him yet, like his duets with Chinchilla, some more Big Push stuff. I'm not sure what other songs. I've done a good, I don't know, 10 or so songs of his, but we're going to finish it off, listen to a bunch of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep doing these kind of videos for Ren. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff to dive into. Check out Patreon. You can vote on the poll of which song you want to hear for free. If you want to submit songs into the poll, that's the $5 tier, so go check us out over on Patreon. It's a great time. I also do weekly uploads of videos that I don't know that will do well on YouTube, so I just put them behind the old Patreon paywall there, and you guys can check them out. Right now we're doing 21 Pilots, the first album. I'm just doing every song on that album. And stay tuned for more. That's all I got. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe and blah, 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 blah. Peace.